Hagen. Climb those golden stairs. Climb those golden stairs, Ray Hagen.
When you first moved out of your parents' house, what's the first piece of their advice you actually used? My father told me, you can learn a lot in life if you never fear climbing life's golden stairs. I took that loving, warm, heartfelt parental advice and twisted it to justify happy hour. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, I remember for the third consecutive year at UC Santa Barbara, I was a senior. A new year meant a new bar opened. This time it was called the Safari, and there was buzz everywhere. Apparently there were waterfalls, live birds, and most remarkably, from the upstairs bar, a ramp of ice designed to deliver chilled, distilled, alcoholic beverages directly to your mouth. It took a jacket to get in and a thick wallet to stay. But on opening night, the marquee read, "Half-price drinks all day," and I knew, to a liquored-up lady, I might be a beer-goggled Betty. So I threw on my $5 thrift store suit, my 8th grade graduation skinny tie, and my crocheted underbritches. I hopped in my ride, a 1972 Pinto, and I looked like a fashion dunked in a traveling terrarium. As I pulled up to the Safari, and the valet opened my door, he laughed at me. A woman criticized my suit. My sunny optimism was shrouded in a cloud of fear. I felt socially overmatched. I realized I had developed 2 cold feet, supporting 1 cheap suit, and we all wanted to hide behind my skinny tie. But then I saw the sign. The steps leading up to the Safari were painted gold. And my father said, you learn a lot in life if you never fear climbing life's golden stairs. I have to go in now. Dad said so. As I walked in, I headed straight for the bar, and I looked out. Hundreds of people were having fun. Dashing dudes were chatting up curvaceous co-eds because they had game. At that point in my life, I had as much game as today I have hair. A friend said the only way for me to meet a woman is if she fell out of the sky, and I caught her. Well, at that moment, to my right, there was a commotion, a shriek, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw a woman trip, and I reached out, and I caught her. It wasn't just any woman. It was the it girl of all of UCSB. In my arms was Kelly Kineski. Her brown eyes framed perfectly by her blonde hair. She was frightened. But to everybody else in the bar, because she shrieked and exactly how she fell, it looks like I had grabbed her and dipped Kelly Kineski. To the left I heard, wow. To the right, damn. A guy in front said, dude just went James Bond on that bar. This was perhaps the studliest moment of my life. But I had no game. I had the most beautiful woman in the school in my arms, and I needed to channel James Bond to bring her into my life. But when I spoke, my voice cracked. I sounded like Barney Fife. How are you doing so far? I lifted her up. She smiled at me. And then she leaned in and kissed me. My lips still tingled. I had no idea she misunderstood me. She said, "This is your bar?" This would end badly, and the truth would set her free. So I said what any guy would do in a situation like that. The only thing we could say, "Why, yes it is." minutes, Kelly Kineski flirted with me. But I knew this couldn't last. So I gave her a pen and paper and I said, why don't you walk around the bar and write down some things we can improve in here? And while you're at it, if you need anything, tell the bartender it's on the house. The owner's got it. And she disappeared. And as she disappeared, a man sitting next to me, about 20 years my senior, looked over and said, kid, she was worth that shot. If we're not here taking shots in life, why the hell are we here? And I sat down and I started talking to this man. It was the most interesting conversation I've ever had at the bar. He reminded me of my father. And after 45 minutes, a waiter came up to him and said, hey boss, Blondie over there with the brown eyes has run up a $112 bar. That's a lot of top ramen to a college kid. I didn't want to make eye contact with this guy, but I knew I had to. And when I looked over and our eyes met, he winked at me. And he said, yeah, Jimmy, you tell her it's on the house. No problem. Now I had to apologize to the real owner of the Safari. And as I started to, he waved me off and he said, kid, you don't understand. You don't understand how many times I had to pretend to be a bar owner before I actually believed I could be one. Because it's not about what you are today. It's about what you can become. And don't you ever apologize for chasing your dreams. Wow. My dad was right. You can learn an awful lot if you never fear climbing life's golden stairs. That was